what's the biggest obstacle you've had to overcome? I would say maybe the past 12 to 15 years in business. And the second thing is, what's the best business advice you've been given the past 12 to 15 years?
They both answer the same question, I guess, in a way. I had to change who I was. I'm a very different person than you would have met 5 years ago. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I didn't change you know what? I shouldn't say that. I did change inauthentically. At first, who I was is very different as to who I needed to be a great CEO. So I had high turnover. My team didn't like me. Nobody wanted to work for me for longer than a few months. I had so many challenges with people. People were my problem because I did have the get shit done mentality. That never changed. But the problem was I wanted people to get shit done my way, and everyone works very differently. It's like trying to turn Shaq into a point guard. You have to appreciate Shaq for who Shaq is, and you have to find a way to make him valuable to your team. So I needed to improve leadership and open-mindedness, and also my communication skills. And that was taught to me by a mentor, because I went to him. His name's Dave Berg. He actually owns his building because I stay close to him. I follow him, hunt him. So you stay close to your mentors. And so he and I were meeting, and I was having a real hard time. I was ready to quit, just close the doors, not even think about selling it or anything, just close the door. I just wanted to get away from this and do something else, right? And so I talked to him about it. He's like, what do you think is the biggest challenge? And I told him all the things that weren't, right? Industry saturated. There's a lot of other agencies out there. People don't want to pay money. They look at it as an expense as opposed to an investment. I can't find good people, right? So there's always another reason except for what? Except for me, right? And so Dave stopped me on that last one. He goes, what do you mean you can't find good people? I was like, dude, I can't find it. Everybody I know comes in late with a Starbucks in their hand, and it's just crazy, and nobody wants to do the work. Everybody hates change, blah, 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 about how bad everyone was except for me. And then he goes, just so you know, GoDaddy's here, Infusionsoft's here, they all have a lot of employees. And he goes, so you're going to tell me GoDaddy has a few thousand employees, Infusionsoft has like 500 employees, and they're just blocks from you, and they have a great culture with pretty good turnover rate, but you can't find 6 people? That's how I had it. I had 6 people at the time. He's like, but you can't find 6 people? They can find thousands, you can't find 6? And I go, I don't know where they're finding them. Do you think that it's the people, or do you think it's you? And that made, that math was simple. That's like, is 2 plus 2 4, or is it 7, right? And so I was like, maybe it's me. He's like, 100% it's you. And I was like, I've never had a problem with leadership before, which I didn't, right? When I was in martial arts, I motivated people a certain way. When I was on the basketball team, I motivated people a certain way. And with my cousins, but he goes, you know what? There's a difference in leadership as you go up in levels. When I had 2 people working for me, very different. Everything was fine. He goes, the captain of a basketball team can talk to his players in a way that the coach cannot. The coach can talk to the players and the captain in a way the general manager just cannot. The general manager can talk to the coach and the players in a way the owner cannot, because a trust is different in layers. And also you have to understand what everyone's strength is. So one of the examples I gave, I was like, this girl I have on my team, she's a real negative. And he goes, how can you use her negative as a positive? How can you go up to her and say, hey, Holly, every time I have an idea, you seem to find the weaknesses in it, and I don't see it as fast as you do. So I have an idea that I want to pitch to the guys, but before I do, I want to run it by you, and I want you to give me my input. What am I missing? And then I share the idea, and the funny thing is, people are contrary by nature. What does she naturally start looking for? The positives. She looks for the negative at first, but then she goes, but I do like that this is. Now she's on board. The downer in the meeting now is now the one that's supporting it the most, because it's her idea as well that we're even pitching it. So I started reading a lot of books on leadership, multipliers, Leaders Eat Last, started going to different conferences, watching different videos. Daniel Pink has a lot of good stuff. Simon Sinek has a lot of good stuff. And that's where I was saying it was really inauthentic. In the beginning, it was all fake. The first 6 months didn't go well because I would talk about the same things I do now. I would have the same strategies I still do today, but because it wasn't authentic yet, my timing, it's like a comedian that doesn't have good timing or delivery. The joke's not funny if the timing's not right, and the authenticity isn't there if the timing's not right. So I had to work a lot on timing, on communication, on delivery, and I had a lot of people quit, and I eventually, nobody's still here from the old Mike. And then when Sarah was the first person I hired with the new style, and I was able to really exercise a lot of the stuff with her. And the funny thing is, after about a year, it became me. You know, now I don't have to, I used to have to remind I used to have reminders in my phone. Remember to ask how this person's doing. Remember to ask if they still like working here. Remember to tell them they're doing a good job. I used to have to do that. Now it's natural. Now I let people know when that came out really good. I let people, I ask them if they're still happy. What are they looking for? JT's in a whole different role than when he was hired to do. And he's in the role that he was hired to do, or he's in a new role now based on conversations we've had and me finding out what he actually enjoys doing and what would make him really happy and where he could thrive. Sam got hired for graphic design. Now he put together this incredible GSD show because I found out that this guy's really great with video. And so now he's thriving. This guy's gonna do 5 years from now, maybe even 3 years from now, Sam's gonna be doing crazy stuff. Awesome. I don't even know if he'll be with me still. I hope he is. But I don't blame him if he's not, because he's that good at what he does.